What is up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name is Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellania. Sorry, I'm starting a couple minutes late. Ace just walked in the door and Beans went completely crazy right before I hit go live. So I'm glad I waited. Anyways, it's my birthday. I'm 45 years young. Yes. And I don't know how to feel about it. That all being said, let me go ahead and go through my tools here really quickly. I am using a pen here from Diamond Pen Pal, one of our Mary Morales sponsors. This one is the Ajasai pen, and I think she may be reprising this one, but not with the image of Ajasai upside down. There we go. And not with the image of Ajasai inside. There's going to be a new one this year for our grand prize winner, which I'm super stoked about. Can't wait till you guys get to see what that is. But that's from Diamond Pen Pal. Another I'll be using in my multi-placer, another of our sponsors from Putty Crocker. This is the hard presser formula from Putty Crocker. It's called Putty Gold. And then another of our sponsors, Ephemera 3D. I'm using last year's Mary Morales tray from Ephemera. This is the Deep 6, and I love it. And then still waiting to hear back from, but fairly certain that I will have sponsorship from Diamond Painting Daily. Here is Ghost I'm using in my single placer from Diamond Painting Daily. You can find Diamond Painting Daily and Diamond Pen Pal on Etsy, as well as Ephemera 3D. And Putty Crocker you can find on Facebook and their website. Woo! Happy Halloween, birthday. I'll take both. I will take both. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat, but first let me show you what diamond painting I'm working on. It shall surprise no one. That I am working on Onihime by Margaret Morales from Diamond Art Club. It is a 55.8 by 70.7 in squares. I've got the first row done, so now I'm into like this part right here. Trucking along, yeah. But that all being said, let me say hello to everybody in the chat. Wait a second. Hold on a second. It's Candy, right? Candy K Love 1. No, Capricia. Hi, Capricia. See, I wrote it down. Glad I wrote it down. Hello, Capricia. Hello, Sarah. Hello to Autumn. Hi, Glory. Hello, Calf. Hi, Heather. Hope it was a stress-free day of diamond painting. Actually, I did 0 diamond painting today. I did a lot of setup for Mary Morales, but that's okay. Totally fine. And hello, Missy. Hello, Allison. Hi to Shelby and Rowan. Thank you for the birthday wishes, Rowan. Hi, Jamie. Mortis operandi. Hello, Mary. And hi, Sujin. She turns out so nice. You talking about Onihime? Because I'm very excited about how she's turning out so far. Very, very happy. Yeah, I got started on it yesterday and then couldn't put it down. Like I couldn't stop. I got that first row done. Just like bam, 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 bam. I just had to keep going. Had to keep going. Could not stop. It's like can't stop, won't stop. All right, where's my trash tray for Onihime? I know I put you somewhere. I'll use an empty one for now. Boop. There we go. I save all of my old like putty containers from various places, and then I use these as trash trays because then when I'm ready to do my post reviews for things, I have all of my trash from various kits in separate little containers. So I can usually tell by color like what goes to what kits. Pretty darn cool though. We like it. So now I've got one for Onihime, although I'm probably not going to have much in the way of trash. What's up, Marianne? First row done. I'm doing second section. Slow down. Oh, sad. No sushi. That's okay, Sarah. I still had leftovers from Thanksgiving, which I munched on some of that. I got myself some Pepperidge Farm holiday nog cookies, not a sponsor. Um, but I do like me some Pepperidge Farm cookies. Wow, Dustin, that's loud. He's over there playing Tears of the Kingdom and smacking things, and it's quite loud. Uh, but yeah, so no sushi, but no big deal. That's okay. So pretty. And hello, I bought my first two diamond art Friday. Winnie the Pooh and Wizard of Oz, Dorothy and Toto from Diamond Art Club. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. You will not regret it. Diamond Art Club will change your life. And the problem with that becomes it's really hard to work on something that is not Diamond Art Club after you've worked on a Diamond Art Club. Kind of tragic, but well worth it. So I'm actually going to do like a row and a half-ish because this row right here is, I don't know, half a row. I'm not going to work on half a row for the live. That's just silly. So here we go. We're going to work on the whole thing. Extra sized squares. You're kidding up finally. Are you going to tell me what you're kidding up finally? Sarah, inquiring minds need to know what you're working on. Have you tried the Pringles? I did. Oh, they're right here. I tried some pizza Pringles. They are not bad at all. The only thing I wish that instead of just being like cheese pizza, that they were like pepperoni, little something extra, because they're actually kind of like not plain, but kind of plain. They're good though. I don't hate them, which is important because most cheese flavored things I don't really care for. Hello, Shannon. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you, Paula. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, I'm supposed to be waiting for some all dressed Pringles from Noelle for my birthday. I guess I've got a birthday package from her. I don't know if she's sent it yet. I have not heard from her today, so I'm not sure what's going on with Miss Noelle. But she said she was going to send me some all dressed Pringles and that they do not contain ketchup. Because I was like, oh, ketchup chips, like hard no. She was very insistent that they do not have ketchup like an all dressed would normally have. I agree. Pringle need more seasoning in general. Yeah, yes, I agree. I agree. My Tweety Bird one is from Diamond Art. Got as a gift months back. Oh, yeah. Man, those Diamond Art Club kits, they change your life. They really, really do. And granted, I have purchased from lots of companies since Diamond Art Club, but I do set a certain standard on quality with each company that I work with or work on. Um, there is a certain like level that has to be maintained. Otherwise, it's like, forget about it. I spend money to not be frustrated, not to just work on it because I paid for it. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, these things take way too long to hate the experience. That's for sure. You don't want to be agitated every time that you're working on a diamond painting. It's not fun. Thank you, Slay This Life. I appreciate the birthday wish. And for the rest of you, you could do me a birthday favor and hit that like button on your way in or out. You could also subscribe, do the thing if you like doing things with subscribe buttons. I don't want to get too involved in your personal subscribe life, but you could subscribe to the channel if you'd like. I'm so hold on. The last I looked, thank you, Tigger. Thank you, Mel. Don't leave the birthday girl without my likes. Tap, tap, tap it. Last I looked, I was so close to 4,000 subscribers. I don't know where I'm at right this moment, but I was close. Hold on, let's go look. Okay. Gotta look at my YouTube studio. All right, here we go. What's the number? Loading. Thinking about it. Tell me. 3,800, excuse me, 89. I am 11 subscribers away from 4,000. That's madness to me. That's craziness to me. Never thought that that would be possible in a million years. So if you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to the channel. Totally up to you if you'd like to, but if we could get that number to 4,000 for my birthday, that would be pretty amazing. Bird, bird, bird. Excuse you. Don't act like you didn't just get fed food. She's like, but that food doesn't taste like peanut butter nuggets or Pringles or chips like Dustin is eating. Hold on, bird. I'll give you a couple of peanut butter nuggets. You nugget. One moment. You nougat. Have one in your bowl down there. Your bowl down there. Your fat ass down the bowl. Your fat bird. She's a fat bird that does not know how to fly. Thank God, because I swear it'd be raptor attacks in my house all day, every day if she did know how to fly. So I'm actually quite thankful for that. I was trying to vacuum the other day, and she was getting very angry at the fact that I was vacuuming. And so I was doing something over by her cage, usually dusting or sweeping. I was doing something over by her cage, and she just kept coming over and like acting like she's gonna run at me. I'm like, what are you doing right now? So much for don't bite the hand that feeds you. She's like, I will eat the hand that feeds me. Like, thanks, bird. Appreciate your hate. We are covering a trial on the channel I work with. Cool. I'll drop your channel at some point tomorrow. Usually have about 25K to 50,000 peeps. Nice. Thank you, Mary. Very cool. I'd like to think that I'm somewhat entertaining. I think the channel, okay, I will have news to share on tomorrow's Whip and Chat. I don't want to give the news away tonight, like during the live stream, but I do have some pretty epic news to share. And I'm super looking forward to the next steps of things. But yeah, you should check out the Whip and Chat because I will have some news. Will be pretty amazing, I think. Give me that 4K. Tell all your 4 friends. Yes. They love you. Our motto is facts, not fuckery. Yes. Right there. Indeed. Hey, I was actually kind of surprised. I don't know if it was like a birthday present of some kind, but I had someone leave a comment on one of my videos asking me why my intro was what my intro was, and I basically told them respectfully that, you know, this is a place for everybody. That it shouldn't matter what color or gender or whatever that you are. We're not being judged by the skin that we wear while we're here on this earth. We're judged on the things that we do for each other and to each other. And oddly enough, the person, after I kind of gave them a little bit of the business, decided to subscribe to the channel, which was interesting. Unexpected, but that's okay. I told him I don't really talk too much about politics or religion or things on the channel generally. I mean, it's a diamond painting channel, but I did want it known right off the bat that, like, it's a channel for everybody, not just some people. So, yeah. Hello, Abby. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Wow, crinkle that bag, Dustin. Crinkle that bag. Yeah. Make sure that you continue to crankle the bag as you walk away from everything. God, you're annoying. Oh man. Um okay, so I know people have started on their Morales canvases. What is the goal? Are you trying to finish just one kit? Are you going to try and do more than one kit? My current goal is to finish the two kits that I have kitted up, this one and Luntien. And then I'm thinking about working a third kit. I just don't know what yet. I've finished 5 Morales kits so far, and I think I'd like to bump that number up since there's what, 25 total DAC kits from Morales? Just dropping by to say happy birthday. Oh, thank you, Wallflower. Miss your face, even though I don't see your face. Tigger says 1 to 2, possibly 3. All right. Shelby wants to finish 2. Cool. Yeah, I really, I mean, I think that at this point, Morales makes up a good quarter of my total stash. And so I'd like to bring that number down to like, I don't know, 15%, I think is decent. I won't be able to do that obviously this year, but perhaps next year, bring it down to like 15%. I think it's a reasonable goal. I think I can do that. Um I figured out that out of 24 total Morales, 14 squares and 10 rounds. Yeah, I think that's what I've got. Yeah. Um and I think I want to bring that number down to like 15%. I did determine that of my Black Friday and Cyber Monday purchases last year, that I did finish 4 out of the 12, which I think is pretty good. Um, I'm pretty proud of that. I don't know what my total finishes for the year are. I have not gotten that far. I will probably do a like year in review video before Christmas. Reason for that is that one of the canvases needs to be a Christmas present. And so therefore it's going to be gone. And I'd like to be able to show it in my year in review before it goes away. I did just order 2 more Morales canvases. Woo woo. Which ones did you get, Missy? At a section a day on Ocean Eyes would be 42 days. So she may be my only one. If I do 2 sections, that would speed things up a bit. We'll see. There you go. Hoping to finish my 1. If I don't get much time to DP, only about an hour a day on work days and 2 hours on off days. Okay. So if you get about an hour a day, depending on how fast you diamond paint, like that would be about a square for me, depending obviously on level of confetti. I want to get a lot of my bottom half of mine done. Like, as in like Capriccia, your oldest ones, or the just the ones on the bottom of your stack? Cat says, I'll see how fast I go. Mel says the least surprising things. And says I will probably do more than one. Mm-hmm. Wallflower. Hope you had a great day and got some fun presents. I did. Thank you. Jamie says, amazing that last year there were less than 10. This year it's over 20. Yeah, they slapped us around this year, that's for sure. They were not playing around with the amount of Moraleses that they dropped. So I'm kind of like waiting for the other shoe to fall and for them to do like another Morales drop this upcoming Saturday. Just to be like meanies. Because I could see them being meanies like that. This is my very first event, and I don't want to accidentally bite off more than I can chew, so I have one canvas. That's fair. Nothing wrong with that. And you're going to know so much more about like how fast you generally work, what whether or not you even like events, Josh. There are some people, I think, especially in their first year, they get very gung ho about, I want to do all the events. I want to do all of the, all the different things. I want to have my canvases planned out for the year or things like that. And I can't personally do it. Running an event is fine, a little different, but having to meet all the requirements for an event just doesn't keep enough of my interest, I feel like. So I have really participated in events like, okay, I worked on a canvas during Jaded Jamboree as a Jade, but I wasn't like participating for prizes or anything like that. I've seen a lot of people that, they want to do all the events in their first year and then they burn themselves out on events generally, not naming any names, but there's a couple people that I know of that are here that burned themselves out pretty hard in their first year on events. And so, it's important to pace yourself. Glad you have that in mind already. I have one coming, but not sure which one it is. My son picked it out and it's going to be a fun mystery. Ooh, Mary. That's nice of your son. Thanks for helping me find them. You're welcome, Missy. You're welcome. Your Dark Lilith and INFL. I'm glad that you were able to get them too. I knew what you had. I just wanted to make you say it. That you got them. And I'm glad that you found what you wanted to work on versus, having to settle on something else entirely. It does make a huge difference when you're working on something that you really, really love. Am I on the edge? I'm over the edge. Get that out of there. Really? There we go. Keep an open mind. I have no idea what the events are throughout the year, though. Oh, so many. Oh, there's so many. Just my Tweety, my two small ones can wait. He's a keeper. Good. Is Tanis here today? She's a pro at events. She joins all. Oh my God, she does too. You're not lying. Tanis is like event master. Somehow she manages to not only like participate in all the events because she'll plan her canvases accordingly so that she has canvases that like will work for 2 or 3 events all at the same time and then remembers to do all the photo requirements and all the things. I'm like, oh my gosh, she wins a lot of prizes too, man. Tanis does not mess around. She is the prize queen, I tell ya. Tanis does not play games. She's coming for all your prizes. Gotta get some more drills here. Need more drills. I don't know how she does it. I really don't. I'd go nuts. Totally just bat crap. I applaud that kind of commitment. I know, right? What's up, Tanis? We were just talking about you. We were talking about how you do all the events and you win all the prizes too, man. I don't know how you got that kind of fortitude. I applaud that kind of fortitude because I don't have it. I really don't. But some people love to plan. I am not good at planning. Like, I like to have kind of an idea on a couple of things. Like, I know I'll do a Black History Month kit. I know I'll obviously do a Morales in December and January. Um, and then, we've done some different DP alongs in the Discord, and that's more or less just so that if, people need ideas on what they could be working on, give a few ideas, whatever. And then I'm usually setting those up based on things that I know I'm going to want to work on throughout the year. So next year we've got Diamond Paint Along in the Discord. It as like a mystery because I want to work on a mystery. I just kind of set up what I think both A, I'm going to want to work on, and then B, what I think other people will want to work on or mentioned wanting to work on, which is why we ended up with like the Yume slash Butter D diamond paint along. Just something fun. We were just talking about you, Tanis. Yeah, your timing was impeccable. It was. It's so fun to work on. Ooh. I worked on Ocean Eyes when it first came out and fell in love. Yeah, she did. It's beautiful finish too. Autumn. I just had to trash a kit that sat for over a year. Oh no. I lost interest and simply don't have the space for these very large kits if I don't plan on hanging them up. It hurt a bit. Ooh, yeah. And if you're not loving it, it's like, why are you torturing yourself? You know what I mean? Like it's supposed to be fun, relaxing. I've had a couple of kits that they needed to go. They were just really not I wasn't in love. You know what I mean? And it's hard when you're really struggling to keep a canvas around just because. And sometimes, like if I think somebody else might enjoy it more, I might see if okay, does somebody else maybe want to work on this or keep it or whatever, but other times it's like I'm not going to go and curse someone else with this particular piece of work. Let me not make this somebody else's problem. uh I just kept on feeling overwhelmed every time I sat down. Yeah, absolutely. That can happen. I've had a few like that. And it's like, what am I doing here? This is supposed to be something that I sit down to like unwind, relax, talk with friends, or just do on my own, listen to something on, YouTube or Hulu or whatever, not to fret every time that I sit down and like I don't even want to sit down and diamond paint because of it. Not worth it. Dolphins. Oh, that's a tough piece too, unless you're really into dolphins. I'm too new to lock myself into a required type of canvas. That's fair. That is fair because you don't, I mean, especially if you don't know what you like yet. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, there's going to be colors that you're drawn to, there's going to be subject matter that you're drawn to. That's all well and good. But you don't always realize, like, okay, you might really be a fan of, let's say, dark art, right? But sitting down and diamond painting a limited color palette like that might be something that you really do not enjoy. And so you can like a piece of artwork and not necessarily have that align with what you want to diamond paint. It's an unfortunate reality, but it definitely happens. Um, like I realized that every freaking kit that I was working on was blue, and then everything that I own was freaking blue. I'm like, okay, I've got a one, like I like blue just fine, but then I made the mistake of doing like a third or fourth or fifth blue kit in a row. Um, It's like, here, where did it start? Trying to remember where it really got bad. Uh, well, like the background in Solstice is a lot of blue. And then I ended up working on Blue's Room, which is a lot of blue. And then I worked on Divide of Attraction, very blue. Brighter Days has a big blue background. And it gets worse as I go along. It's like it doesn't look like it, but the entire background of All Hallows Witch is blue. Um, Mizuchira was blue. Down the Rabbit Hole was blue. Miss You was a lot of blue. I know it looks purple, but it was a lot of blue. Frost, blue. Um, and it was just over and over and over. And that's not even where it stops. Like Aphrodite, a lot of blue. Um, Galaxy Heart had a lot of blue. Azalea, blue. Then I started to kind of go, okay, I'm gonna pick anything except blue, anything but blue, okay? And then guess what? Went right back to blue and more blue. And then hold on, there's even more blue. There's blue, and then I'm like, okay, we're gonna do some rainbow, we're gonna do some different colors, and then blue, and then some purple, and I kind of got into my little like pink and rainbow era. Okay, cool. Doing good, doing good. How about back to blue? Mermaid Empress, Surreal Blues, Moon Eater, like just blue, blue, blue. Goddess of Healing Waters, blue. Tears of Venus, blue background. It's like Sleeps with Butterflies has blue. There was a lot of blue. In fact, the whole background of this was actually a metallic blue on A Kind of Magic. It's like, I do love blue, don't get me wrong, but like, oh my gosh, it got to a point where I'm like, I gotta pick canvases that are not blue. Like just anything. Anything. Um, I just I love the color blue. I've always liked the color blue. I wear a lot of blue. It's not my favorite color. My favorite color is actually green. But I finally had to say to myself, like, okay, and now you are kind of forbidden for a little while from buying blue kits because I was looking through my stash and it's, guess what? A ton of blue. So I love blue and I apparently love diamond painting blue, but I need a break from blue. I really do. So, you can get yourself into one of those messes and not know how to get yourself out because holy crap, when that's all your stash really is, it's like, yeah, gotta work on that. Gotta work on that. So we're gonna get blue kits, but space them out more. So many pretty pictures. How did you get the pics from your canvas? So when you buy from licensed companies like Diamond Art Club, Captured by Radiance, Ever After, etc., they actually send you the sticker with the image on it. Um, if it's a licensed company, more often than not, they include a image of the actual canvas with your sticker sheet for the um like your legend sticker sheet stuff. It will also have a picture with it. Um, Diamond Art Club includes them in, I think, all of theirs. There's maybe a couple that they don't. That could have something to do with the licensing stuff on their end. I'm not sure. But I think most Diamond Art Clubs include a sticker sheet with the image. Dang it. Some problems here. There we go. But yeah, as you buy from more licensed companies, you're going to see that the sticker comes with it. I like having those stickers for my logbook so I know what I worked on. Yeah, and Blue Queen is definitely a title that I earned, I feel like. I think I earned that title overly. Went a little crazy. So, I mean, if it's a Morales and it has blue in it, I guess I'm gonna have a Morales with blue in it. But other than that, I'm really trying to not buy as many blue kits, but it's like everything that I enjoy is blue. All the images I enjoy for some reason are blue. Found one, your Tweety has it. Good. Good, good. All right, what did our subscribe dang it. What did our subscriber total go up to? Did we hit 4,000? Probably not, but I'm gonna look anyway. Curiosity and all of that. Let's see. Let's see how we're doing. Gotta load the page. Loading. Loading. Have we gotten close? I think I could hit 4,000 for my birthday. I think that's too crazy. Nope, you must all be subscribed because no new subscribers during the live. Or you just don't like me, and that's okay too. Hi, Ebony, welcome. Yeah, I don't know. So my New Year's resolution, even though I don't make New Year's resolutions, buy less blue kits this year. I'm gonna do my best. I can't make a promise, but I will definitely try. But I've definitely learned a lot in the last couple few years about, what I like diamond painting versus uh just what images that I like. Oh, somebody's got a something going. Sounded like a snowblower for a second, and then I realized it was a vehicle. Working on your Morales with me? Yay! On my first kits that didn't have sticker images, I would trim my canvas and would use that small image in my logbook, tape it with washi tape. There you go. Sometimes there's something about single placing, but mostly I like multi-placing. Same here. Destined for Blueness. That'll be my next YouTube channel. Destined for Blueness. If I start another YouTube channel, it'll be Destined for Blueness. Which one are you working on, Ebony? Yeah, I think I will likely end up finishing this one pretty quickly. Although I do have a couple of backup kits that I'm going to try and keep moving along on those during Mary Morales so that I don't just chomp through kits really quickly. Although a little less panic inducing because I'm not like, down to 4 Moraleses or something. I've got plenty to choose from. Thank you, Alondra. I don't have time either for large kits with my caregiving job. Yeah, it takes up most of my week. I'm not even allowed to bring it to work. Oh, that's a bummer. Little ones I can bring in when I do overnights. Yeah, I imagine that would be really, really hard. I worked caregiving and then as a caregiver supervisor, and it's hard because, you know, there were a lot of people that would choose to be, on their phones instead of making sure that everything was done. I didn't care if people were on their phones or, sitting and doing puzzles or whatever, as long as, okay, is all the garbage out? Have you done a round? Have you made sure everybody is good to go, dry, what have you through the night? Um, but they would sit down and screw around on phones or do puzzles or whatever, and they weren't even through with their work for the day. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, overnights are a little different. I mean, again, if you've got all your laundry is caught up and all the things, like totally fine. I don't care. I would rather you be on your phone and awake than sitting there bored and then falling asleep. Because that's not good. But yeah, a little less little less worried about getting through multiple Moraleses because I've got plenty of them now to choose from. Even though this will be finish number 6 and 7 for the 2 that I have planned. I'm all right with that. But working on a Morales for my birthday, could not think of a better present. Thank you, Marilyn, for the birthday wishes. Thank you, Nori, for the birthday wishes. I did my college homework in between rounds. Yeah, that too. I had a lot of people that did homework and stuff like that. I know a lot of people, they like that. They're like, I'm getting paid to do my homework. I'm like, well, you're also getting paid to stay awake. Whatever it takes, as long as your homework isn't going to put you to sleep. Third shift is hard for some people and easy for others. I'm one of those people, I'd prefer to be up nights rather than daytimes, but some human beings are just really not built to be awake at nighttime. You could definitely tell the people who struggled. They wanted that shift differential, but they really had a hard time. A very, very hard time. Yeah, could not think of a better way to spend my birthday than working on a Morales, hanging out with you guys. I once had a case in Australia and my team had to work with me. Nice. Australia sounds nice to visit. I'd love to see the reefs. Well, at this point, I'd love to see the reefs before they're gone. Um, that could be sooner than we'd like. I know Dustin wants to see the Great Barrier Reef. Go not swim in an ocean because I'm too scared to go out in that like large of a body of water. But Dustin can. I think I'd go maybe scuba diving if I learned how to scuba dive. But then my whole body would be covered because I have allergies to salt water, sea salt, and things like that. The iodine specifically, yeah. And I don't want to die in an ocean. My elderly mom is in a rehab right now after a fall, and she has good nurses. Yeah, raccoon eyes. That's very lucky because, it's hard when you have to leave someone in the care of somebody else, and you got to know that you can trust those people. And if the management isn't making sure that their team is happy and doing what they're supposed to be doing, then you end up with a big mess. A big mess. That's the one thing that, just as being a manager, it's like in those types of jobs, when your management is not supportive, they're not willing to like come out of their offices and actually work the floor and um assist and really like make your job easier, um can really be a disaster. That's why I was one of the managers who was like, I'd be the first person to make sure I had scrubs on. So if I needed to go and help out, I was right there. I looked at it as better pay, less bosses, and chaos, only a few get ups. Yeah, actually can go to bed overnight. Yeah, there are some places that they hire sleepers specifically. only get paid minimum wage, so lower pay compared to the daytime hours, but hey, I get paid to sleep. Yeah. Yep. You're just kind of like a legal body to be there. Now, we didn't employ sleepers. We didn't have sleepers. That wasn't a thing that we did at my job. But there were some places that did that. We were not one of them. Our third shifters had to be awake. And sleeping on the job at my job, that was termination. The first time you got caught, that was termination. Now, granted, um, sleeping is very different from dozing off. Like, I've had people who were sitting in the charting room or whatever, and they would have their eyes closed and very clearly they had drifted off, but it was simple enough to go like, and they would wake right up. But there have been times where I could be yelling from another room and they did not hear me because they were like full sleeping. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. So I always told people to like go punch out for their break and then just go take a quick, 30-minute nap or something. Like better than losing your job. Much better than losing your job. Got one grumpy guy, so she avoids asking him for anything. She'll wait to ring for help to the bathroom when the shift changes. Yeah, I had a lot of residents that would do that. They didn't like certain members of staff, and so they would wait until I got there specifically, and then I'd have 4 or 5 different people that I'd need to get ready for bed or that I'd need to take to the bathroom or whatever. It was like, you can't all wait for me to get here to get you ready for bed. Because, I'd get in and I'd have 3 or 4 showers that I would need to get done. And then I'm supposed to also try and get these people into bed. Like I can't do showers and get everybody ready for bed. As much as I'd love to be able to do that. But I think a lot of it had to do with just speaking to people with respect and treating them like adults instead of like giant babies or children. It's like um this particular man, I remember like the girls there, they thought it was really cute to try and, give him different nicknames or whatever because he was kind of an old grumpy dude. First of all, like you're not supposed to give nicknames unless that's the name that they've instructed you to call them by. Well, I remember one girl was like, "Oh my god, Peepaw's in a mood tonight," or whatever the hell she called him. And I was like, "Do you know that that man was in Vietnam and has like hundreds of confirmed kills and probably could have shot you from yards off and you're talking about how cute he is." Like that's a grown man. Never really cared for that very much. Like these are not children, these are adult people. How would you like that if somebody spoke to you that way? Or when girls would be speaking to, somebody who was maybe having some behaviors or something like they were little kids. Oh, that made me angry. People would get write-ups for that. I don't I don't tolerate that. There's some people who have marine energy and can just go to sleep anywhere at any time, right? Can I ask why they have men in the bathroom with women? Her roommate wears diaper and he cleaned her up and put the diaper on her. I assume men would be in for the male. Um, as long as the female residents, I mean, it's no different than any other medical profession. You know what I mean? Like, why are there male gynecologists? It's just a more or less like if the women don't have any issues with being cared for by a man, you are like anyone has the right to refuse services from anyone that they wanted. So let's say one or both of those women were uncomfortable with a man being their caregiver, they absolutely have the right to say, "No, thank you. I don't care for that person being in the room or taking care of my nude issues," whatever that might be. But more or less it's medical. I don't think that any person is really, well, okay, save for maybe some weirdos and gross people, are really in it for, like, looking at anything for a specific reason. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of depends on the person. I had plenty of male CNAs or resident assistants that oftentimes the women did not allow them to do cares on them, and that's their right. That is absolutely their right. But mostly it's not so much about whether a person is a man or a woman. It's more about like a resident has needs to go to the bathroom and they don't really so much care who's in the bathroom with them. It's kind of like, I know you're not looking at me in a sexual way, so whatever. Just get me in and out and cleaned up and I'm good. I care for those with developmental disabilities, so their minds aren't with their ages in some cases. Yeah, diapers depends, and we call the bottles for certain clients who need them cups. Yeah, and that's the whole thing too, is really when things are done with, uh, absolute dignity, because it's really about the dignity of the person. I wouldn't want somebody, calling air quote diapers on me. I would prefer somebody to call them depends, or not to say bottle, but to say cup, and it's really just about dignity, you know what I mean? And treating others the way that you would wanna be treated yourself is really important. And often, like, I did a lot of orientations, and, telling people during orientation, like, explaining the the day a day in the life of somebody who is in a community like that, um, and having somebody just walk into your room without speaking to you, or two people walk into the room without speaking to you, and then all of a sudden they're removing your clothes, they're trying to get you, cleaned up or changed or showered, and they're not talking to you, they're going through your things, they're in your cupboards or closet trying to get clothes for you, but they're not speaking to you, or getting you dressed or undressed with shades open or the door wide open. Oh my God, that was my least favorite. I would give write-ups for people who left doors open when they were caring for residents, because, like, how would you feel? You're, splayed open and the door is wide open, people just walking on past, having conversations, or when RAs would have conversations about the person and not with the person, about their health or services that they were giving, and not talking to the person there in the bed, like, that always made me very angry. I just recently had surgery and had a Foley. Oh, yeah. Scared the hell out of a student nurse, asked her what was on her list, and had her take that out, and the IVs. She was adorable. Oh, never in a place like that before. I got really scared. I'm 50, no kids, so I'm afraid I'll end up there one day because I'll have no one. It depresses me. Oh, I can relate to that. Um, and I mean, that's a fear for people who even have children. Like, do I have to worry about, relying on somebody else to make sure that I'm cared for? And it is heartbreaking when you see people who are sitting there spaced out, or they have, dementia, they don't know what's really going on. Like, it's a real fear. And the important thing is getting things set up before you're at a point where you can't make decisions for yourself. Like, I think that's something that people don't talk about enough. Um, because I was lucky enough um that I had a conversation with my mom literally the day before um things happened with her. She passed away, and I was so glad that I did. I think that normalizing conversation about, the things that we want when we go or before we go, it's important to have those conversations because you want to leave that to somebody else that doesn't care about you. Oh, it's Noel. Happy birthday to the most beautiful, smart kid. You don't know if I'm beautiful. You ain't seen my face. Okay, you have. I'm just kidding. You've seen my picture. Caring human being. Thank you for all you do, the community you bring, and the love you give to me and others. Oh, thank you, Noel. And thank you for your contribution. A little birthday special contribution. Been at this job for over 3 years. I'm a direct support professional, so I didn't have to get an STNA and all that. Yeah, sometimes you don't even have to. Like we didn't require CNA at my particular community. It wasn't necessary. And honestly, some of my best caregivers were not people with degrees. I feel like the people who had degrees or certificates or whatever, oftentimes I feel like they acted like they were owed more or that, they should receive some sort of special treatment because or whatever, which is madness, really, when you think about it. Some of my caregivers were doing, $40 an hour work and making half of what some of the nurses, quarters what some of the nurses were making. It was like, this is depressing. They could run literal circles around the nurses. But anyways, all that went on a huge tangent. I do miss that job a lot, a whole lot. I don't miss the um being the manager aspect with regard to like scheduling. I loved hiring people. I loved doing orientation. I loved training. I did not love having to give people like write-ups or disciplines. I hated having to do the schedule because when it came down to it, like if there was no one available and a bunch of people had called in, guess who was in charge of making sure that the schedule was full? Me. And sometimes I was counting as 2 and 3 people by myself. I don't miss that part of the job, but I do miss the residents that I worked for and with, and I miss a lot of the stories that I would hear. Like one resident, she was 103 years old and still like sharp as a tack. Like she had, aside from the fact that she was disabled and in a wheelchair, she couldn't walk anymore. For 103, man, she was like with it, all the way with it. And listening to stories about her being in the USO and how she met her husband. She didn't have any children, but you know what? She had a niece who saw to all of her needs and making sure that she was well taken care of. So I guess getting good with your nieces and nephews if you got no kids. But I loved that job. I really did. And I miss it a lot. But I went from that job to this job on YouTube. And what a massive difference. I was legitimately working myself toward, stroke or heart attack because I wasn't taking good care of myself. I was so busy taking care of others. I didn't know what the word slow down or stop meant. And I was really burning it at both ends. And I think, as sad as I was when I left that job, Dustin was like, is it really so bad? Like you're not getting calls at literally all hours of the morning, noon, night, whatever, with people talking about their petty problems or their stupid squabbles or calling in and you having to figure everything out. Like, I don't miss that. I don't miss that. You gonna take Mr. Beans with you? Go on, Mr. Beans. Now he's refusing to go. Oh, he's gonna leave. Oh no, Beans, he's leaving. He's like, whatever. Mom took me to poop. I don't care. Yes, don't forget to smack or lightly tap that like button. It's a happy birthday button. That's right. They think I don't have a life outside work because I'm on my days off. 9 times out of 10, I'm getting called in. Yeah, yeah. I had a couple of people that were really like my go-to on-call people that I knew I could call for anything. I do have to say, Autumn, that there is like no, the word no is a complete sentence. You can say no. And as much as you feel, guilty or responsible, you are not responsible for every person who, lives at that particular um community. You're not the person who is responsible for all those people. No is a complete sentence. And I've had to say that to people that worked for me. They loved overtime. But then, like, okay, here's a question. Would you rather have a surgeon who is fresh from, having a good break or vacation? He got a full 8 hours of sleep and he's about to do a brain surgery on you? Or do you want a surgeon who's been at work for 13 hours already? He's about to do your surgery on your brain and he's going to be digging around in there with scalpels and whatnot. No, I definitely don't want a surgeon who's been on the job for hours and hours and hours. Like, yeah, that's all well and good, but your mood changes, your abilities change, all of that. I mean, it's important that you have boundaries and that your supervisors understand when to not cross those boundaries. If they're good supervisors, then they'll know not to call you sometimes, I'd like to think. Did the surgeon barely scrape by in their residency? Oh, no. Okay, well, we're assuming that this person also is skilled in surgery, that, that he's good at what he does. At least you hope so. I don't know. I haven't had a surgeon ever like show me their credentials before they gave me a surgery, so I couldn't really tell you. No one's ever been like, "Yo, let me show you my wall of accomplishments." I'm usually pretty preoccupied by that point. Is he not getting up? Just a second. I gotta help Dustin. Let's go. Okay, bye. Let's go. Come on, bud. Let's go. What are you doing? Come here. Come here. Don't you roar at me. Come on. All right, let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go. There we go. Fun. Beans was like flat refusing. Hell no, we won't go. He's like, I already had a very healthy poop, mom. I don't wanna. What a goofy dog. Pyrenees they're really fun dogs to own, but man, they can be just something else, I tell you. Weekend before Thanksgiving, I worked from Friday overnight till Sunday overnight. I'm assuming you must have slept in between because that's not legal. 48 like you can't work more than 18 hours legally without having 8 hours in between. So I'm assuming you must have like slept there also. I mean, granted, I'm sure they were paying you. They must do a lot of fudging with your checks to make it look like you don't work because I had worked at a business that did that. My executive director, I would work, literally 21-hour shifts, 24-hour shifts, even though legally that's not allowed. But she would change the punches to make it look like I had somehow missed a punch, but she would make sure I'd get all my hours. Yeah, I'm assuming there must be some different rule when you're a sleeper, that obviously if you're sleeping, it's like having an 8-hour break, but past 18 hours, technically, at least in the state of Wisconsin, I don't know the laws in your state, but in the state of Wisconsin, if you work 18 hours, they have to give you 8 hours in between your like that shift and your next shift, or you can't work. They won't allow it. They're not supposed to. But as I was a supervisor, they didn't care if I was dying. Oh, COVID time was like the worst. The worst. Because of course, when people have COVID, they can't work. They're not permitted to. That was its own craziness. Anyone feeling tempted by the mystery box yet? Less than 6 hours left for that discount. Um, that's a solid no for me. I am not at all interested in the mystery box. More or less because I want to know what I'm getting. I don't know. I wasn't burned by a mystery box, thankfully. Now granted, I wasn't like totally in love with everything that I got. I don't know that anybody ever really is. It's just a lot of money to spend to not know and to not be sure. Plus there was a lot of non-traditional art in those mystery boxes. Like a lot of those artists were non-traditional artists, if you know what I'm saying. And generally I haven't been a fan. Sure, there's a few pieces that are okay, but for the most part, I'm really picky about non-traditional art. So that's going to be a hard pass for me. The rebellion lives on. Bought 1 and 2 of the smaller ones. They got me with Liubka, the fuzzy cat lady. Yeah, I think there were just enough, like, bigger named artists in there that, like, having Yume, Liubka, however you say it, in the boxes definitely was a sales point for people. But I don't do the fuzzy cats. They're cute, but I don't have any interest in diamond painting one. Very, very cute though. I like the art. And only time will tell. Figured I'd better my chance getting a kit I could trade for. That's fair. Viva la revolucion. Yes. I've been hurt by the mystery box twice. It was a clearance box and it was like all their kits. Yeah. Um, well, anytime that it says like fan favorites or whatever, that's just their way of saying it's been sitting here for a minute. I would only buy kits even if it says, like it's an offer that they give you when you check out and they offer you a mystery kit there. Um, it's not going to be something that I want, most likely. The chances are very good it is not going to be one that I'm dying to have. So, unfortunately, we don't know if Liubka was in the same or large mystery. Right, right. Ugh, that's the other thing too. Hard to say what's in what. Okay. Oh, so I don't have to wait for the whip and chat to tell you guys this. Um, Currently, I am working on a few different things. Okay, for Mary Morales. One, I will let you know that we will have event blanks specifically that will be able to be turned, I believe, by anybody. Those are going to be coming from Grateful Pop. He's going to be doing those drops in the Facebook group. So even if you're not necessarily taking part in the event and you want to, you know, have a Morales inspired blank, you are welcome to join the Facebook group just for that reason. You don't have to be participating in the event to be a part of those drops. Also, Diamond Pen Pal is working on some Morales specific diamond painting pens. There will also be what else? I think Bistro Bistro Exclusives might be working on one. I'll have to let you know on that one. We are likely going to have some event specific putties, uh, possibly from Tiny Diny, and also maybe Tracy's DP World. I'm working on that also. We will have some event specific canvas rollers from Zodiac Shadows that will be rolling out. No pun intended, but pun kind of intended. We will have trays. There's going to be a few different places that you can get trays from. So, depending on what styles you like or whatnot, we will have some tray options from, I don't know, 3 or 4 different places for event trays. And I am working with a polymer artist that I've not seen do too many sponsorships yet for events. Although, to be fair, I'm not in a lot of events, but I haven't seen her name around much. And so this polymer artist is likely going to be doing an event specific cover minder. And then, oh, Grateful Pop, even though he's going to be doing some blanks, you know, those like bead things that he makes? I believe he's going to do some event specific beads. Should I buy more Butterfly Effect Wears putty? But Butterfly Effect Wears is a sponsor. I know that they're doing something for sponsorship, but I don't believe they're going to do an event specific putty. Although I never tell people don't buy more Butterfly Effect Wears putty, just generally because it's good putty. But are you running low? I like to get the mystery ones. They're a little bit less expensive, and you can get, I think, what, up to 4 in the mystery, and then you get kind of like a little bit of a like it's a little fun. It can be a little fun. The only thing that scares me is like, oh gosh, like perfume scents I can't do. Like heavy florals. It's on sale. Ooh, it's on sale. Man, that would be hard to say no to. I might have to reach out to Abby and be like, I see you have a sale going. Because I gotta buy from her directly. I can't go through Etsy. So I might need to just be like, hey, I need me some of that good putty. Are you included in our pen turner options? Um, I would I would say generally no, only because I mean, unless you have literally no problems waiting. Um, I wouldn't mind if you have no problems waiting, but it has to be warm enough for me to be able to work. Because it's dangerous to take the resin from really, really cold to spinning on the lathe and then very, very hot. So you don't mind waiting until the temperature is warm enough to go back in the garage and turn some pens, then I could be one of the options. 25% off. Oh, so good. That makes them what, like 650? for a butterfly effect wears putty? That's really good. Yeah, I'd have a really hard time saying no to that. I say go for it. I say go for it. I'm an enabler. I tell you to go for it. I say do it. Do it, do it. Just don't blame me later. As long as I'm not culpable, then I'm good. Yes, do it. Do it. I would. If I had monies right now, I would do it. $6 flat. Ooh, that's not bad. I only see 4-cent options. Am I not seeing some? It's possible though, Sujin, that she might have air quote run out of the listing and might just need to put the listing back up. I would send her a message on Facebook and see if she'll have more to put up there or if she's actually out of the like mystery whatever. She might have them off the website also because I think the mystery ones are cheaper anyway because they're older scents. I don't know. Might be worth messaging though and just finding out if she's going to put that listing back up, not as sold out. There are only 4-cent options I placed in order. Good deal. Can't go wrong with some butterfly effect wares. It's true. Tis true. So I've been working on this one, obviously, the just today and yesterday, this Morales, but prior to that, I'd been working on Naughty Space Void quite a bit, and man, am I really enjoying that one. The color palette, the just the fun of it. I don't generally do a lot of animals, but it is really freaking cute. Hard to say no to that cute little space void face. Pretty darn adorable. And I had fun playing with specials on that one. This one, I actually picked out some specials. Nothing too crazy because I feel like there's a lot of areas in here that would be hard to like, I don't want to overdo it, you know? And so I did pick some specials for this one that I think are complementary to some of the spots. Let me finish with this color and I'll kind of show you what I came up with. There's no DP with sparklers enhancement suggestions for Onahime, which is okay. I think what I picked is quite appropriate and not too much. But I'll show you what I came up with because I don't want to go overboard and then have, too many crystals near each other or too many sparklers or bubbles or whatever next to each other. So went just a little bit conservative on Onahime. We'll see how that goes. Was the right choice or not enough? Which scent? Ooh, yeah, which scent, Abby? Lumina is my first DAC round, and boy, is it a treat. Nice grid and drills. Ooh. DAC rounds are very lovely, Calf. They're really good. So what I ended up with for specials on this one, because like I said, there's no enhancement suggestions for it on DP with sparklers. Close this up. Oh, I missed a few on, that's all right. I'll get to those in just a minute. Okay, so what I came up with, I think is very minimal, but like enhancing. Okay. Um, I decided that on these flowers, they're all of them are like you can see on here, the letter U is essentially outlining. So what I ended up doing, because these ones have U's and then the other flowers use a different outline color. So I decided to go with crystal on both of those. So instead of 919, which is like a dark orangey kind of brick rusty color, I decided to go with that color in a crystal to outline some of the flowers. So I'm excited about that. And then the other is, where is it? 817, which is just a very red. And so I've decided to go with a red crystal for that to outline the flowers. So I thought that would look really nice and not be too nuts. I also was trying to decide if I wanted to replace in the kimono, there's like this gold colored lining that's in it, and they use a metallic, just a 444 like gold colored metallic. And I thought about maybe making that, instead of being like bright yellow gold, I thought about making it either a more like like a rustier look or rose gold, but I'm going to see how these look, this bright gold, because they are very very shiny. I'm going to see how it looks in there first and then kind of make a decision about it after that. um I did decide also with this one that for her hair specifically, there is a 336 kind of like dark lining in her hair. I actually decided to, yes, an antique gold, Mary. I'll show you in a minute. I actually decided to go with a 336 fairy dust in place of that for like these kind of low lights in her hair. I also have a I was thinking about maybe doing like a few of these lines because it's 823 in a either 823 sparkler or an 823 crystal. Maybe just doing a few lines in there with an 823 sparkler or an 823 crystal. I'm not certain just yet with that. Kind of adding to that low light effect because I'm going to leave the lightest colors alone. Oh, in where is it? In some parts, I am also going to use, where is it? Here we go. Like in her eyes, and maybe on the mask face, not certain yet. I'm going to use some torch in here somewhere, the torch sparklers. I think those will look good. Just kind of, maybe sprinkled in here somewhere, put some torch in it. And then lastly, there are these very light parts where it's supposed to be kind of lantern light. And so, like here at the bottom of this lantern, there's lantern light. And I'm going to, I think, just mix in, not replace, but mix in some crystal in there. Very light yellow crystal in there. The 444 is in my Lumina. Yeah. So Linda, I know how it'll look with lumina or whatever. But if you see, like, if you look at the original for Onahime, that's actually kind of an antique gold. It's not like a bright yellow gold. It's a very antique gold. And I actually have a few different metallics. Let me grab them wherever they're hiding. Here we go. Okay, so I have a couple of different metallics rather than what they gave me, which, like I said, is a very a brighter gold, like a yellow gold. Um, and I have some other options. So this one, as I said, is like a very bright yellow gold. You can see like that's gold, right? And I like that just fine. But I thought, what about instead of going with that gold, going something a little more antique-y looking? I've got this metallic gold, which isn't quite as bright. It's gold, but it's not giving yellow. This is giving very yellow, and this is giving very antique gold. Or I have a metallic ginger. It could be like gold foil. Yeah, very true. I've got this metallic ginger, which is more like a ginger gold. And then lastly, I have rose gold, which is more of like a copper instead. And I don't think I'm going to do this one. I think this is a little too antique-y for me, but I don't dislike using one of these ones instead. But I think my vote is for this one right now instead of being like bright yellow gold. Almost brassy. I do like an understated, but yet richer, sophisticated. You like the ginger? I like the ginger too. I really like the ginger. And I think I think it would go really well also because the colors in that area are very deep, rich reds. It's got 498 and 817 are going to be the colors nearest. And so I think the ginger could look really good with those. Or I mean, even this gold could look really good with those darker reds. Use them all. Mix them. Yeah, I like them though. I like them a lot. And I just wanted to take that yellow gold down a touch because yeah, that looks fine and all. It's very gold, but I like a little something else. But I don't know. I'm digging the ginger. It looks like a lot of people are digging the ginger. But those reds are delicious, aren't they? Oh, they're good. And then the orange that's with them is also a much deeper orange. It's not orange, right? And I feel like the yellow gold is, I mean, it's nice, it's fine, but I think it would look better with something a little bit less, just a little bit less. I mean, even this, a little bit less, not quite as bright. I think I like the ginger also. So I was gonna see what it looked like once I laid some drills down, kind of make some decisions, decide is that the way I want to go? Because I can always pull them off. You know what I mean? Put something else on there and see how I like it. But yeah, I like the rose gold, but I think it's just too copper, understated. So I don't want to go with that one. The ginger doesn't hot to you. Well, and I think it'll depend on how it looks once it's put down, because it's really hard to tell when they're in a bag, you know what I mean? Like in a tray, kind of see them a little bit better, slightly. But yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Giving me a little Enchanted Frost vibes. Trying to make decisions about it, but I like it. I like it a lot, and I think it's gonna look good. Like I said, I didn't want to go crazy. I'm gonna go nuts with it. I wanted it to be pretty without, really overdoing it. And I could almost use more than one of them. Like take the lines and maybe have like a darker and a lighter next to it with the lines, but I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. We'll see what happens. But I do have a lot of fun. Honestly, just, trying something out. And if it doesn't work, well, it's easy enough to pull drills off the canvas and try something to, oh, what is that? Look at that. I got a weird crystal in there. Interesting. It doesn't even have a back on it. Like it's just a crystal. There's a crystal. Weird. There we go. Use all three. Okay. I guess in the original print, there's gold foil in it. Well, it's like, um, so Margaret does embellishments on her artwork, okay? And with the embellishment, she's using like an actual silver or gold marker to embellish over top of the prints. And so it's like a paint marker. It's like a gold paint marker. And so I feel like a gold paint marker tends to be less, bright yellow brassy gold and more. I wish there was something in between, like something right in between the ginger and just the metallic gold from DP with sparklers. Like if there was a step somewhere in the middle here, that'd be great. I love that, but there is not. Trust and believe that I checked. And then I went through all of my spares and I didn't have anything in between those metallics, unfortunately. Use all three. What if I just took them out of the bag and just throw them at the canvas and then wherever they land, that's where they go? All three of them. You can just do all of them simultaneously. Oh my goodness. But yeah, this is like another totally different palette for me to work on, which is part of why I chose it. It was like, oh, it's not blue. It's got oranges and reds. That's not something that I generally gravitate towards, and I'm really enjoying it. So I got to find more kits that I enjoy in some of these more, you know, like, I don't know, like an autumn color palette. What you need is some confetti crystals. Confetti cri- you talking about the ones with the gold glitter? Because I mean, I do have that gold glitter that hold on. The one that I used on Space Boy was Talking. You talking like the jelly glitter ones? You talk about like these? Because those could also work. Something like that. That's not impossible. Otherwise, I mean, I could also do like a sparkler in place of that. Like I've got, golden sun, or I've got um hold on. I could do a sparkler there instead. I just didn't want to overdo it. Um I have sunshine sparklers. Those are very yellow. Um I mean, I could go something really different and go like a kind of a different color ish with it. Keep it in the yellow family. Um, and go with something like platinum. They have a yellow base, but then like a pink ish. There is a little bit of pink in there. Something like that. Confetti crystals almost remind me of a bubble, but with glitter inside. Oh, interesting. AB crystal. I have AB crystals, but not in the correct colors. The AB crystals that I have, like the closest would be a 746. I do have crystal ABs, but none of the right colors. The other color that I have is green flame and apricot. That's it. I don't have a lot of crystal ABs. I mean, because the other option would be if I don't want to do the metallic, I could do the jelly glitter, or I think that's too understated. I don't think that's gonna work. But I've got a couple of different sparklers that if I wanted to replace the metallic with a sparkler, I could do that. I actually think the golden sun and the sunshine, golden sun from Captured by Radiance and the sunshine from DPO sparklers are literally the same thing. Thank you, April. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, I put the jelly away. So yeah, I mean, I do have the option of replacing the metallic with a sparkler, but I wasn't sure how I felt about taking metallic out entirely. Because I do like the look of metallics, but yeah, I don't know. I guess you could lay a few down of each and compare. Yeah, I could do that. I'll just put these aside for now. And when it comes time, it'll be a little while before I get to that part of the belt anyway. And then just kind of see how it looks. Worst comes to worst, you pull stuff off and do it differently. I like it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, though. We'll see. I just wanted to do a little something because, really all that is included with this one is there's the one AB. It is a red AB, and that's actually in a lot of this particular canvas is the red AB. There's like some here. It goes throughout all of the red that you see in here has this red AB, which isn't too bad because the coating actually doesn't take away from the color, which is nice because I feel like sometimes ABs can change the color entirely if the coating is too thick. And the coating on these is actually not horrible. Like you can see the color it's supposed to be. It has that metallic, and then throw them on the floor. Two fairy dust. There's this 3811 fairy dust, and then there's an orange fairy dust. And that's all that they have for specials in this kit. And I thought, well, that's kind of boring. Like, I felt like it needed more than just an AB, a metallic, and a couple of fairy dusts. Though I'm sure finished with just those things, I'm sure it looks fine. I'm sure it's a beautiful finish. Like Shelby, I don't think you added anything to yours, did you? And I bet it was still beautiful. I still would be happy with it regardless. Ouch. Bump my knee real hard. That's another way you know you're over 40. You bump your knee, and it's like, I think your leg's gonna fall off at the kneecap. Not fun. Not fun. But yeah, I got a little time yet before I get to those parts where I can really give it an eyeball. I do love the putting the flowers, like outlines of the flowers in crystal. I think that's going to look really good. Because that's what I did with Sleeping with Butterflies, and it looked really nice. So I want to do something similar to that with this one. You didn't? Okay. I didn't think so. I didn't think yours had specials, but I wasn't sure. But I do like playing around with some specials and not, making it too crazy. I mean, after all, it's gotta live at my house, and I don't need it to be too crazy. Oh, sorry, I'm working down here. You can't even see. There we go. You can actually see what I'm doing. But are people working on their Morales canvases tonight, or are you working on something else? I know some of you have some end of the year projects that you're trying to finish up before the end of the year. How are those projects going for you? Are you trucking along through them? The only change I've ever made was because I ran out of drills for the hat in Cauldron of Myrrh. Oh no. Yes, Tigger, or does that mean you're working on a Morales? Ooh. Very excitement. I'm so jealous of all you people that are starting on Luntian already. I'm like so ready to work on mine, but I'm going to do it in January. Finishing up mystery number 60. Oh, I know what one Tigger's working on. Tigger is working on, speaking of mysteries, Tigger is working on the Morales mystery. That's very exciting. Remind me, Tigger, to show you something. Actually, Abby has the things. I should have Abby show you something in regards to the mysteries faith. I think you already know what the image is. I believe you know what. We'll talk about it later. I have questions and possibly some suggestions for you that you will appreciate. Doing free form bookmarks with leftover Nice, Mary. Ocean Eyes is fun so far. Fighting my putty a little bit. I think I overfilled. You've woken up from your stupor. Crystal confetti is worked on Frosty Forest Friends and just stopped. Pick my Morales kit for the event. Ooh, Tannis, do tell what you're gonna do. What you're gonna do. Having a great time with Lumina. Ooh, I like that one too. Gosh, she's pretty. I mean, they all are. They really all are. Like, you can't go wrong. I don't know of any Morales kit that I'd be like, well, that's an ugly kit. I don't personally have any ugly kit Moraleses in my opinion, but some people are not large fans of all of them. That's okay. I can't name a single one that I'm like, ugh, that Morales, why? So any Morales that I'm not working on, I'm just jealous. I had a hard enough time narrowing down anyways, so every Morales that's being worked on is a Morales that I considered heavily before I decided on the ones that I decided on. Except maybe the 3 new ones that we just got for Black Friday because I didn't know that those were going to happen yet. All the others, though, they were on my consideration list, every single one. Happy birthday to you again, Naomi. I hope you had an amazing birthday. I started on Luntian. You sneaky. I started on Luntian and I'm really liking the specials we picked. It makes the process more fun to dress it up. Yes. Decisions, Tannis. Ooh. You'll have to tell us okay, what's in your top, I don't know, your top 3, Tannis? You have a top 3 selected. If so, what is the top 3 that you have selected of your Moraleses for the event? Are you limited by what you own, or you have them all and you're just trying to pick? Parameters. I need parameters. Parameters. I'm really good at helping other people pick things, not so good at helping myself pick things. I can tell you that. Get these moments of decision paralysis because that's an all the time thing for me. On my last row of azalea. Woo! I have plenty, just need to pick. Okay, so what is in your top 3 that you've well, I mean, maybe it's more than 3 that you haven't narrowed down to, or are you at that process right now? Have you just begun the narrowing process? I guess the reason that I chose Onihime, and if you guys want to share the reasons that you decided on the kits that you decided on, please do. The reason that I picked Onihime, I think first and foremost, it was a color palette that was outside of my norm, which I liked. I also feel like the colors in Onihime feel a little festive, like a little Christmassy. Um, the reds, not obviously so much the blues and the purples and whatever, but like the reds in it felt very festive to me. And so I liked it for that kind of festive color palette. Um, and then again, it was different than what I'd already worked on. The reason that I picked Luntian as my second was because one, green is my ultimate favorite color. I feel like I was waiting years for Luntian to happen. Like I almost bought Luntian um as a cross stitch conversion, but then Diamond Art Club out here saving my life uh from getting it as a cross stitch conversion, um and then just decided to release it, which I appreciate. Just narrowing because I love them all. I know it's hard. It's hard, 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 hard. As a person who, yes, blue and purple wrapping paper, those are totally festive. I think so. And then, with blue and orange being on opposite ends of the color spectrum too, I think it also makes a huge difference, you know? I think there's that um that color popping that happens with blue and orange, two colors that shouldn't, but as they are opposite on the color wheel, they work very well together. I liked that too. Well, Tanis, are you looking for a specific kind of color experience, or what's part of your decision criteria? I'd love to know about people's processes when they select things. But some people, it's like it never ceases to amaze me that some people can just be like, "Yep, I'm just gonna do this." Like, how do you know already? I have an impossible time with that. I think it also kind of helps that the colors for Onihime are representative of 4 and 6 or 6 and 4. Uh, and I like both of those numbers. Um, and by representative of those particular colors, I mean with regard to synesthesia, um, 4 and 6 are blue and orange. And I think that's also interesting. Um, I'm not 46 obviously yet. I'm just turning 45 today, but almost felt a little bit like symbolic. Not me knowing which one I was going to work on for almost a year. Yeah. Sounds like you know deep down which one you want. The red for Christmas is speaking to me. Yeah. Let the darkness consume you, do Dark Lilith. Top 3 for Tanis, Onihime, Dark Lilith, and Jessie. How many do you think that you'll finish? Like, are you only expecting to work on one? I know you do a lot of other events, so I imagine you're probably only looking to finish one, is my guess. I don't know. That could be totally wrong. Um, like I said, I do have to say, like the color palette feels with the red, orange, and blue, it feels very festive. It really does. It's not giving me like jingle bells vibes, but it's definitely giving me some kind of Christmassy palette. All right, let's see. Almost ready to get done with the live and head over to Discord. Woo! Very exciting. I hope some peoples will come and play over in Discord with me once the live stream is over. You're all invited to come and hang out in Discord. Should you like to? And then there we can give Tanis the full third degree on how she's picking what she's picking to really, really get on you. Hadn't been read to that she remembered. When I got down the rabbit hole, it became my top. I've read it multiple times, did a 13-page paper on it in college, read it aloud to a friend who hadn't been read to that she remembered. Oh. Hello, Diamonds by Will. Hi, all, and happy birthday to the wonderful host of this channel. Thank you. I appreciate it. Even though the live's about close to done, got a few more minutes yet. Thank you for your birthday wishes. I super appreciate that. Down the Rabbit Hole was a really nice finish too. I really enjoyed that one. That one for me was more about my oldest. She's played Alice in basically every freaking way you can play Alice without, being Alice at Disney or something. So it felt very fitting for my oldest. A fitting tribute. All right. Let's see here. What do we got? 2 minutes. All right. Be prepared for me to ask lots of questions in Discord regarding, what you picked, how you got there, what was your process, what made you decide on the one you decided on above all the other ones that you could have picked. I know sometimes it's just circumstance. You end up with what you end up with to work on. And then don't forget, one, make sure you do your comment for the weekly video. There have been some weird issues with YouTube not always showing comments. So go and check and make sure yours is there. If it's not, doesn't hurt to throw a second one there just in case. Also, if you are watching the channel and you don't have a canvas of your own, next Saturday, this upcoming Saturday rather, the plan is to give away a canvas for a person who does not have a canvas to work on. So if you're not yet in the event, but you want to be, you have an opportunity to win a Morales canvas to work on for Mary Morales next week. So, make sure you show up to the live, as it will be a live. That one will probably be a live giveaway that we do, so that the people who put in for it are people who do not have a Morales to work on. But definitely come in for the live stream next week so that you can win other prizes too, because there's going to be more than just that given away. We're going to have all kinds of good stuff, and as usual, you're going to have a Grateful Pop blank to drool over, of course, because Mary Morales wouldn't be Mary Morales. Shoot, a Naomi event wouldn't be a Naomi event if I didn't have Grateful Pop involved somehow. So, all good reasons to show up for Saturday's live and for doing your requirements for the week, your update photo of what you've got done and all that fun stuff. Yeah, make sure you come and check it out. And then I think Dustin just got back with beans. So I'm going to get the heck out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I will see you in a couple of days, few days on Saturday for the live stream and Mary Morales live giveaway #1. Yes. Make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and remember, bring a friend to Mary Morales. That's going to come up later, because you might be able to win a prize for people that you invite. So have a friend, bring a grand friend. Otherwise, yeah, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope that wherever you are in this great, big, wide, wonderful world of ours, that you are having a glorious morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. And thank you again for the birthday wishes, you guys. I'll see you later.